Anyway, so all right, we're gonna get started. I'm Susan Heid, and I'm so glad you guys are here joining me. So I kind of feel like maybe people are getting sick of Zooms because it was like a great thing at the beginning of the month, and now it's like everybody has to do Zoom for everything, and they're like, I think I'm zoomed out. So I appreciate you taking time to hop on here and connect with me. So all right, we are going to talk about wellness, and that's one of my favorite topics, you guys. Like, it is such a game changer. I love that that you can feel empowered to care for not only yourself but for your family and really change health patterns and the way that your body functions. The body is amazing. So just know that if you feel like you've been in a pattern that hasn't been the best, that you always have the ability to take a new step in the right direction every single day. So I'm going to share a little bit of what my journey looked like with you guys. So I know some of you on here already have heard my journey, but I'll just give you a brief summary. So I was introduced to Young Living Oils about 7 years ago, and my life doesn't look the same at all. So I actually came looking for natural ways to care for my body, to try to help my body come off of an antidepressant. You might be familiar with Wellbutrin. That's what I actually had been taking for over 10 years. I had also been on another antidepressant, Prozac, before that. And I had been diagnosed with lupus, and my doctor said, I really want you to get off of this antidepressant because I've done some research, and some of the studies have shown that that drug is actually making people have lupus type symptoms. So you could very well not really have lupus, you're just showing symptoms. And so I was like, okay, well, if you or you know somebody who has tried to come off of antidepressants, especially if you've been on for a really long time, it's kind of scary. Like, I had tried that many times during the period that I was on them, and it never was successful. So that just kind of opened my window to be like, okay, what other natural things could I help my body with in order to make this happen? And so got some oils on Amazon because I was frugal, and I got those, began using them, but I didn't really see any difference. And so then I dove in and did a little more research, and I'll share a little bit of that with you guys here. And realized that there really was a difference in the quality of oils and really what the benefits could be for your body. So I grabbed a starter kit, and I'll be happy to say that within 3 months, with my doctor's help, okay, I'm not telling anybody here, or I don't want anybody to get the notion that you just ditch going off of antidepressants. So my doctor was completely on board. We had a weaning process. It was just that, a process. But I was able to incorporate the essential oils into that process. And 3 months, I was off antidepressants, and I haven't been on them since. So, and in addition, I'll just say the growth of me learning how my body is meant to operate, how, we are in a society of just dealing with symptoms rather than digging down to understand the cause of why we feel a certain way. I have also been able to eliminate the symptoms that I have of lupus. I think I will always have lupus, but I'm no longer experiencing the symptoms of that at all. And so I was able to break up with my rheumatologist. So that was kind of emotional, but it's all good. So just know the human body is amazing. And when we give it what it needs, it's so good. So it kind of starts out with our bodies and what we've been doing on a regular basis, which is our world is full of toxins, you guys, right? I mean, you can agree with me on that. It's like, it seems like everything that we are breathing in, we're putting on our skin, is just full of synthetic chemicals. You have a really hard time having natural anything. You've got, natural flavors, but nobody really knows what that is, when you've got something that's in, something that you're drinking. So what happens in this process of having so many products that we're using and consuming that have synthetic toxins in them and chemicals is that you get something called bioaccumulation. So it wouldn't seem like, oh, I love this lotion that I get from this great store that is in the mall that I used to buy from all the time. It smells so good. I feel like I'm on a desert island, and you're rubbing this lotion on and you think, oh, it's just once in a while. But what happens, you're putting that lotion on every day, sometimes multiple times a day, and you're also consuming things that have synthetic and toxic chemicals in them. You're showering with water that has pesticide residue, chlorine, fluoride, all of this, and you get this bioaccumulation, which means that your body has a hard time figuring out how to get rid and process all these unnatural chemicals and synthetic things that are coming into your body. And so that's when we start to really experience issues and disease and illness. And so I really honestly do believe that that was part of the problem that I experienced with my lupus diagnosis. Is that once I began learning and cleaning up not only my diet, but also the things that I used on my skin, what I was ingesting, it really, really was able to allow my body to just take a step back, and then use that energy that I would normally be using to get rid of, all of these things that I had been putting in. It was able to actually go in to a place where it could actually heal parts of my body. So, like I said, it's so amazing. So I love being able to give people actions to take charge of their health rather than reaction. We are in a reactionary society where we don't necessarily seek out to obtain better health until we're experiencing a symptom. So that's what you're going to hear a lot of me that I get really excited about. And I hope as we go through talking about some oils and some other things that I have found to be helpful, that you're going to see how, oh, there might be an aha moment that you have with that. So we are going to talk about an amazing essential oils kit that is from Young Living. This box is gorgeous. I love it. So we want to empower people. And I'll just say, I am not a medical professional. I am just a mom. I shouldn't say just, right? We are not just moms. I am a mom. And I've just learned through my own experimentation. We have resources that are amazing. We have an incredible Facebook group. And if you are here and you're in another part of Young Living's organization, I know that that community also has an amazing Facebook group. That's where people get to share how they're using the products, what to use for, a cold, or gosh, I have strep throat, has somebody had strep throat and been able to use some natural products. So that community is so helpful, because when everywhere is selling different types of essential oils. So when I started Amazon, it was kind of like get it there, or maybe a little private store. But now you can buy them at Home Depot. Like, I really don't think I want to be buying my essential oils at Home Depot. But that is where they're just everywhere. So now different companies know that people are interested in natural ways to care for themselves. And so you're going to find them all over. But we're going to talk about why it's important to know where your oils come from. So what are essential oils? You might not know. Well, they're actually from plants, trees, shrubs, flowers, stems, and seeds. So it's using different parts of the plant. And so it's kind of like if you have an herb garden, or maybe a friend does, and you pick a mint leaf and you rub it, and then you get that smell, and it smells so wonderful. It's like so minty. It's the oil. When you're rubbing that leaf, it's actually getting the oil out of there, and that's what's creating that smell. So the essential oils in different plants have protective properties that act like the plant's defense mechanism. So it really helps the plant stay healthy. And so in the same response, those properties can help our bodies as well. So you have essential oils that are cold pressed and also steam distilled. That gets kind of sciencey. It's not that big of a deal, but just know that's how you get essential oils. They take the plant material, they put it in a big vat, and they steam it with hot water in order to express that. And then cold pressing is a little bit different. But so essential oils are good for supporting all body systems. So you've got the skeletal, the muscular, cardiovascular, digestive. Okay, that's a big one. Endocrine. Okay, the endocrine system is all of the glands that help your body make hormones. And if you've done any kind of research or read some articles, you know that all of this, the synthetic things that we are, throwing at our body, that is the one system in particular that is being hit the hardest, is the endocrine system. We wonder why, girls now are starting their period at like 8 and 9. It is because that body system, the endocrine system, is being taxed beyond belief. And there's things that impact that system. And so being aware of that is really critical. The nervous system, respiratory, lymphatic, urinary, reproductive, it's like all of them. Okay, so I love that essential oils are really versatile for that. So one thing I want to touch on before we hop in is that you're going to see a couple different types, 2 different types of labels on the bottles that I share with you guys. So here's where we're going to talk about all these oils here, but I'm trying to pull this one out here so I can share. So the FDA requires Young Living to label their oils either as a dietary supplement or a cosmetic item. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. I've got 2 bottles of Thieves oil here. They are the same exact oil in both of these bottles. However, this one here is labeled as a vitality oil. So we can talk about it as a supplement, as a dietary supplement. So ingesting it or putting it under our tongue, that's why we have this label. And then this one is cosmetically labeled, so we can talk about it using it on our skin as well as using it in a diffuser and those kind of things. But the important thing to remember that both of these, the oils inside both of these bottles, they're the same oil, okay? It's just that they're labeled differently so that we can talk about them all 3 ways, and I'll share a little bit more about that. But I like to clear that up at the beginning because it can be a little confusing. So, so just know, if you're at home and you just have this bottle, know that you could still take this bottle and put it under your tongue or put it in a mug with honey and hot water if you're having a sore throat. It's the same oil, okay? So there's that. All right, so we are gonna jump in and talk about how to use essential oils. So first of all, aromatically, okay, I guess I should scoot this over a little bit. So I've got my diffuser going over there in the corner, and he looks far away. So diffusing is definitely one of the ways that people love using essential oils. So you put that in, there's a little bit of water in your diffuser, you put some drops of oil, and then it just permeates the whole room. So it's a wonderful way to create an environment in your home that isn't using synthetic chemicals in order to make it smell good. So anything that you're plugging in your wall, if you're melting wax down that has flavor, you're not going to be, those are going to be toxic in what you're breathing in. And so I was a Yankee Candle addict, so I totally get that. I mean, I was going for the coupons and getting the bargains, all of that. And once I learned that that was really damaging my health, it was nice to have another alternative. And I will tell you, people come into my home, it's the first thing that they say, like, oh my gosh, what is that smell? And people get relaxed. And so we're going to talk about how inhaling actually really does help your emotions. So that's another thing. You can inhale an oil here. Let me just pull one. I'll just pull some frankincense here because we all love some frankincense. So you can simply open a bottle and take a big whiff in, and you are making a difference in not only your health, but also in your emotions. Because the wonderful thing, when you inhale, it takes only 22 seconds for an oil to reach the brain, okay? So it's amazing. And the brain holds all kinds of things that help our body function, especially the part of the brain called the limbic area, which holds emotions. And so this is why when you use essential oils and you're smelling them in, they affect your emotions like right now. So for me, as I was weaning off that medication, and even today, so I'm no longer on medication, do I still suffer from crappy days, or, I am in a funk, or, whatever? Oh yeah. But here's the thing. I know that I can go grab an oil, I can inhale it, I can put something in my diffuser and take some deep breaths, and that's already working on my body. And so that's being empowered, friends. That is really how it can affect your nervous system in a really good way. So, and not only does it affect you, but it affects the people around you. So they may not be like, oh yeah, I want to use some essential oils. But if you've got oils in your diffuser, guess what? Everybody gets to smell it and they're affected in a positive way too. So I can tell you, if things are going down in my house, I put some stress away in the diffuser and everybody's attitude just kind of shifts and changes. And I don't have to say anything to anybody. It's just kind of like a magical thing. So, and I know there's people on here that use that technique too. So that's aromatically is one way that you can use them. So then let's talk about topically. That's another one. So I have just a fun little bottle that I have here, but you could just take my frankincense that I showed you, and you could just drop some right directly from the bottle on your wrist. If you're new to essential oils, you can dilute it, which means that you would just use a carrier oil on your skin and then put a couple drops of essential oil on it. So you could use coconut oil, you could use grapeseed oil, whatever you have on hand. So when you are diluting an oil, you're not diluting its effectiveness, you're just taking the carrier oil, which has a larger molecule, and you are adding that to the essential oil, which is a small molecule and absorbs into your skin really quickly. You are slowing down that process when you use a carrier oil. So don't worry that you're diluting it. It's not going to be as effective. It's nothing like that. It just slows the absorption through your skin in case your skin is a little sensitive. So topically is great. You can make some fun little rollers, like I have this one here, and you can rub it here, anywhere. It just anywhere at all. One of the fun places and easy places people like to put oils is on the bottom of their feet, because your feet have really large pores, which make it really easy for your body to absorb those oils in. You'll also discover that there's VitaFlex points on your hands, on your feet, actually even on your ears. They correspond to different organs and body systems. And so when you put an oil on your hand in a certain area, like if you have like a stomach ache, you could put oil directly on your abdomen, but you could also put oil on your hand and do some pressure there, and it corresponds to your stomach. So it's really fascinating, you guys. So, and I'm not even a sciencey nerd, but I kind of like that stuff. So when you apply an oil topically, it takes 2 to 3 seconds for an oil to reach your bloodstream, and then 20 minutes to affect every cell in the body. That to me is amazing. So then you metabolize the oils out of your body every 2 to 2.5 hours. So I like to help people understand that you want to keep that in mind. So if you're using an oil, say for myself, for my emotions, inhaling is great, applying is great, but what I'm going to need to do to keep that up is reapply or keep diffusing, every 2 hours. We've become, a society where we're used to taking a pill and it's good for 12 hours or 24 hours. But using natural products, they are eliminated from the body much quicker than those types of synthetic things that we may be used to using. And so just know, if you've got, cold or flu going on, like when we do, I want to be applying the oils every 1 to 2 hours to keep that in my body in order to have it be really effective and do its work. So, and then the last way that you can actually use oils is, there it is internally. And so we are talking only about Young Living oils. So please don't go use your Home Depot oils or the oils you get at Marshall's or Walmart and think you can put them in your water. But that is the beauty of really knowing your product and where it comes from, and that it is pure and natural. And so you can use essential oils in water. You can actually make a capsule as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about lemon in a minute, but lemon's a favorite for people to put in water. So you could simply take your glass of water here. So take my lid off here, and I could just drop a couple drops. Uh-oh, hopefully this isn't an empty bottle. Okay, you guys can see it's dropping, right? In there. And then you want to keep in mind, I always use glass or stainless steel when I'm using any oil and consuming it, because the oil will actually break down plastic. So you don't want to be using like a plastic hydro flask or, a plastic water bottle if you're going to be adding oils to it. That will break down and then it will leach the plastic into your body, which is what we're trying to avoid, right? So, in your water is great. You can also drop essential oils under your tongue, right there. Sublingually is actually one of the fastest ways to get that into your bloodstream as well. So if I'm wanting to deal with fighting maybe a sore throat, or I have, feeling like, oh, I'm getting a cold or something coming on, I would take the Thieves. I would drop it right underneath my tongue. It's going to be a little hot and spicy, but that is the most effective and quickest way to get that in. The last alternative for using internally is actually taking a empty veggie capsule. Hope you guys can see that here. So it's just like a capsule you would normally have for other things, but this is empty. And so you can fill it up with some essential oil, put some carrier in there if you'd like, some grapeseed or some fractionated coconut oil, and then you just put that top back on there and you would take it just like you would any other capsule, just down the hatch. So that is another effective way to take oils. So if you wanted to take Thieves that way, that would be perfect. So those are the ways to use oils. A couple safety tips I like to throw in there. You never want to be putting oils inside your ear canal, never in the eye either. And then I talked a little bit about dilution. If you are newer, I would say it's a good idea to dilute most oils until you've kind of seen how your body responds. Do you have sensitive skin or not? Like, I rarely dilute anything now, but in the beginning I diluted more. And if you have kiddos in your house and you use oils on them, I would definitely be diluting for them as well. So I talked about my experience of, using oils from Amazon before I jumped into Young Living. So I want to tell you in my research what I found out, and what really was helpful for me is understanding that Young Living has something we call the seed to seal commitment. And it's the core of who we are. So Young Living has been around for over 25 years. We actually are the world leader in essential oils. And there's a lot of people that are out there and they compare themselves to us. And that's a real compliment, because if you've got something that's really good, people are always going to be trying to copy you and imitate you. And, what do they say? There's that saying, it's flattery is everything, or whatever. Like, people, when they are looking to you, that's a compliment, that when people try to redo everything that you're doing. So we control everything about what goes into that bottle, from the seed, from it being planted, all the way to it being harvested, to it being distilled, being put in the bottle, being tested multiple times. It's all under our control. We are the only company that owns farms all over the world. I've been to, I think, 8 of the farms. I've been through the process of just distilling. I actually participated in distilling Melissa, which is also known as lemon balm. And so I got to see the whole process. I got to hand weed out in the farm in St. Mary's in Idaho. We do not use pesticides of any kind on any of our crops. Actually, they take batches of oils that don't meet the level of properties that they want for, oils when they've become distilled. If they don't meet the criteria, then those oils are not bottled and sold with a Young Living label, but they actually take many of those oils and then they go back and they spray them in the fields, and they use that as a deterrent for any kind of pesting stuffs, right? So remember, I said in the beginning that the oils are actually what helps the plant in itself. So that's a way that we can use that in a really natural and effective way. So we do great with crop rotation, and they just really have a heart for sustainability. So there are some oils that we will no longer bottle because we know that if we do, that plant will become extinct. It is going to be really hard to keep that plant. Rosewood is one. You will not see rosewood in any of our oils anymore because it's not sustainable and it will just be gone forever. And we don't want to have a part of that. So we are very much aware of that. So I love that, as well as the testing that they do. You guys, it is amazing that they go through so many tests on the oils to make sure what you're getting has really met the properties, because you can distill oils, and a lot of companies distill, and they distill multiple times on one batch of, plant material. So it would be like, when you brew your pot of coffee in the morning, oh, that first pot's really good. But if you were to take the same grounds and brew again and again and again, what happens? It just gets weaker, right? And it's like, oh, this isn't good. That's what a lot of companies do because they can get away with it. But that is not what we do. It is first distillation only, end of story. And that is going to be what you get with quality. So I love that. All right. So let's talk about some oils. All right. So we have lavender up first. Many people have heard about lavender. I love it. If I had smell-o-vision, I would totally be able to pass it around if you guys were here in my house. But oftentimes people actually get their bottle of lavender and they're like, wow, I didn't really know lavender smelled like that. It's because we have been accustomed to so many synthetic lavenders added to so many different, bath products and lotions and candles. And so when you smell real actual lavender, you're going to be like, wow, that smells amazing. And it may be unfamiliar to you. We call it the Swiss Army knife. It is good for nearly everything. If that was the only bottle of oil that you had, don't worry, you are in good hands, because I've used it for cuts and scrapes and burns. If that was the only thing that I had and I was starting to feel under the weather, I would just be dousing myself with lavender. Oils are an adaptogen. So it means whatever your body is trying to get, that oil will meet that. So I love that, the oils have that property. Talk about the best sleep ever. I just was getting a message from a gal that was saying how she just hadn't been able to sleep in a really long time. And she just got her starter kit and was using lavender in the diffuser every night. And she's like, I can't believe the difference in my sleep. So just one simple little shift like that can make such a difference. So I love that. So also, you can make a little pillow spray using a simple little bottle, put some oil in here and fill it up with some water. I like to say add a couple little pieces of salt so that when you shake it, it will break up the oil, because oil and water, they don't mix. The oil is going to sit there. So you're going to want to shake it up before you spray it. But that one's a great one to have. And then you can leave it with your kiddos and they can spray it right on their bed before they go to sleep. And it's totally safe. And it's like no harm, no foul. And you really want them to sleep good, right? So the next oil that comes in the starter kit is our beloved frankincense. You guys probably are very familiar with that because it's definitely one of the ones that the wise men brought to baby Jesus. So it is so good for any kind of meditation. It's very calming. It has like a musky, woodsy, smell to it, but it smells like really rich, and I really enjoy it. In fact, this morning I was hopping out of the shower and I asked my husband to drop some down my spine to just kind of get my day started. And I love being able to use oils in different ways. So for me today, that's what I did, and it was really good. So that's one of the favorite places that I love to put oils topically is on my spine or the back of my neck, because there's so much of goodness in your spinal column and all the way down in your spine, and it goes right in there. So that's one of the places Susan does it all the time. So frankincense, like I said, calming, amazing for skin. So if you're looking to kind of like, oh, I've got some fine lines that I really am not happy about, using frankincense in your face cream that you're currently using, or using it just a little bit diluted on a regular routine, is going to make a difference as well. So, and you don't need a lot. It goes a long way. That is so true. That's the thing I think people don't realize when they start using essential oils. It's like a drop or two and you're good. And this size bottle, I think if I remember, it has about 85 drops. So, and then we sell a larger size, 15 milliliter as well. And I think that one has about 275, I think if I'm remembering right. So anyway, so that's a little bit about frankincense. Citrus fresh. This is like your happiness in a bottle for sure. Any kind of oil that is a citrus, so you've got your orange or tangerine or lemon, they are so uplifting, you guys. And they are cold pressed for the most part. This one is actually a blend. It has, I think it's tangerine, let's see, orange, tangerine, grapefruit, lemon, and a little bit of spearmint. So a lot of people love to add this one to their water. That spearmint is just a little bit of a kicker, and it can help curb your appetite, which is kind of fun. But this is wonderful in your diffuser, especially first thing in the morning if you're trying to get everybody kind of going for the day. I love this. I typically will set my diffuser up the night before. So I'll put my water there. Sometimes I'll add my oil already, but I will definitely have all the water there, and then I'll decide in the morning what I want. But it makes it super easy just to go drop a few drops in the couple diffusers that I have down in the main area that we start our day in. So Citrus Fresh is great for that. Wonderful on dryer balls. If you guys are using dryer balls in your laundry, in your dryer, adding a couple drops of Citrus Fresh will just give your, you'll be, let's just say, you might be kind of excited to fold your laundry. I know that may sound a little too good to be true, but it's nice to take your clothes out and you're like, oh, this smells really good. So I love that. People do use Citrus Fresh on their skin as well. I don't have experience with that. So if other people do, I would love to hear it. So anyway, so great for any kind of cleaning as well. So you can make some paste with baking soda and a little bit of Citrus Fresh to make a scrub for your sink or your toilet. So just lots of different ways that you can incorporate that in. So we're going to talk about Panaway next. So this one is a blend. It's got some wintergreen, helichrysum, clove, and peppermint in here. If you were to open this when you get your kit, you're gonna think, oh my gosh, it smells kind of like Bengay. I haven't had Bengay in my house forever, but that's what it kind of smells like because of the wintergreen. So this one is amazing for any kind of pain. Okay, I think it really used to be called Pain Away, but then they changed it to Panaway. So, but wonderful for any kind of knee thing, or if like when I tweak my back, sometimes I do that, and then Panaway is one that I will use directly on the area that's affected. Sometimes people get like that tennis elbow, and that is wonderful there. This one's wonderful too in an Epsom salt bath. So did you know you could take Epsom salts, put some essential oils in it, and then drop it into a bath and then crawl in there, and it's like heaven. And the wonderful thing is you can pick whatever scent of essential oil that you want. So it can be changing all the time. I love that. So that's really good. So I like to use a carrier oil with the Panaway because then I can spread it on a larger area. So say you had a sore back, you could put 4 drops of Panaway in your palm and then use a carrier oil and rub it on a larger area of your back versus just using all the oil and rubbing it, if that makes sense. So let's see. Oh, you guys are clapping. Like a friend needed tangerine for inflammation in his joints. Use a starter kit. Use Citrus Fresh since it was Oh, that's a great idea, Stacy. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's the thing. The oils are versatile. If you had a blend that had needed tangerine, but I don't have a bottle of tangerine, but I have Citrus Fresh that has tangerine in it. Totally. That is ingenious. Yes, that's the way. I rub Panaway on my head and neck when I have headaches. Yep, that's a good one. It is definitely good for those nasty headaches or tension in your neck. It's like, ugh. And I know maybe I'm the only one getting tension in my neck right now. It's like I end up by the end of the day, I'm like this, right? It's like, ugh. So, but I will say the last 3 days of our homeschooling have been really well. I'm very happy. So, all right, Raven. This one is, there is a smell that is going to make you breathe super easy. It is definitely one that's going to be helpful during the winter months and also right now as we enter into spring, because right now everything is blooming all over, right? And we have allergies. I'm like, I don't really experience allergies anymore because I've cleaned up some other areas of my diet, and my body isn't in an inflamed state, which that has a lot to do with how you experience things that are irritating to your body, which pollen is definitely one. But Raven has Raven Sarah, lemon, wintergreen, and peppermint, and then also eucalyptus radiata. So you can just imagine that blend. And if you took a whiff of that, that's going to open up your airways. So colds, this one in the diffuser or making a chest rub with it is so effective for helping that, open up and for you to be able to breathe easy. Using it in an Epsom salt bath when you're feeling congested is also really good. So love Raven for that. And I like to say that you definitely want to dilute that one because the peppermint and the wintergreen can make some people be a little bit sensitive, as well as the eucalyptus. So the next one we have is Valor. So this one used to not come in the starter kit, and it does now. And everybody is like, yay, because Valor is an epic oil that Young Living has. It is a blend, and it's got some spruce, some blue tansy, frankincense, geranium. We like to call it our brave oil. So if you suffer from anxiety, like I tend to have anxiety on occasion, and Valor is my BFF when that kind of hits. Also, if you've got young ones in your house that maybe they've got to go and, talk in front of their class, not right now, obviously, but they'll be in another occasion, or they have a performance, or maybe, you've got your son and he's going to be, going up to bat the first time at, a baseball game. Valor is what you want to help them use, because it definitely helps build your confidence and helps you believe like you can accomplish and move ahead. And so having that is, as part of a routine. And I love that I can train my son to go here to have help rather than kind of, feeling like he's a failure, like he doesn't have control to push past areas, that are out of our comfort zone. That's me too. Like I need this to push out of my comfort zone often as well. So using this on diffuser jewelry too. I don't have any with me in here, but there's some wonderful necklaces and also bracelets that you can get where you can actually put some drops of essential oil on, and then that stays with you all day. So you can inhale that all the time. So my son actually has a small child's leather bracelet, and he gets to pick whatever oil that he wants to put on that as he goes off to school during the day. And it's been really fun because he gets to choose and he feels empowered with that. And so sometimes he picks Valor. Another one that he loves is an oil that Young Living has called Believe. So it's fun to empower our kids that way. So the next one we're going to talk about is Peace and Calming. So it does just what it says, peace and calming. And we all need a little bit of that right now, right? So it is another blend, has some great oils in it: ylang-ylang, orange, tangerine, patchouli, blue tansy. But this one is sleep, relaxation. Right now, this is the oil of choice for my 10-year-old that he puts on. And I can't tell you, I love going over to check on his work and just get that whiff of peace and calming, because it's not typically one that I'm diffusing, but he seems to like it. And so I love that. So yes, peace and calming is a wonderful one for little ones in your house for sure. So I know people that, will start peace and calming in their diffusers a couple hours before it's time to start winding down for bed. And it makes just such a difference in how the evening goes at their house. So you've been dousing yourself in it, Katie. Yeah, I know, totally. I'm so grateful to have something that we can douse ourselves in right now and use different things, because our body needs different things and it responds differently too. And so very, very grateful to have oils for sure. All right, peppermint vitality. So this one comes in the vitality, but remember, if it was, you had peppermint in the regular label, you could use it all the different ways, but peppermint vitality is wonderful. My favorite use is to make a little breath spray. So I got this little atomizer on Amazon. You can get, I think there's like a set and they come with 5. So you just take it out here You unscrew it. You can fill it with purified water. So please don't just use the water from your tap, because you're going to find that it has bacteria and fluoride and chlorine in there. So some bottled water or distilled water. And then you can add a couple drops of peppermint oil in here, and put this guy back on here and put it back in your little pretty thing. And then I just use it and put a couple spritzes on my tongue, and I love it. I don't chew gum anymore. And this is the way that I make sure that after I've had my coffee and I'm gonna go talk to somebody, I don't kill them with my coffee breath. So, but you could also just take and put a drop of peppermint on your tongue. That's what my husband does. He carries this bottle like this of peppermint in his pocket, and he has that on him all the time. So he loves that. Wonderful to use also in the veggie capsule, like I showed you earlier, and for any kind of stomach discomfort or kind of feeling queasy, peppermint is a great one for that. So, you use peppermint in your pain roller. That's a great idea, Peggy. Yes. Oh, totally. Peppermint with lemon. Oh, yeah. Well, that reminds me, I have to talk about that because I was going over the allergies. Peppermint is amazing with a little combo that we have and we affectionately call LLP. So if you experience allergies, this is going to be one, so listen up. Lemon, lavender, and peppermint. Okay, this little trio here together is simply amazing for any kind of allergies. So you can use this combo like this in your diffuser, like 2 drops peppermint, 2 lavender, 2 lemon. You can also drop that under your tongue, lemon, lavender, peppermint, however. You can use it in a veggie capsule, or you could simply put it in your water. But you guys, it is amazing for helping with any kind of congestion, post-nasal drip, all of that stuff that comes with allergies. So yes, totally. Thank you for that reminder, because I would have totally forgot to talk about it. So, yeah, so know that you have another thing that you can use to deal with any kind of allergies. So I talked a little bit about lemon. Lemon, wonderful in diffuser, great to put in your water. Another use is if you've got sticky residue, like when I buy like a picture frame, why do they put the sticky price tag on the glass of the picture frame? Why don't they put it on the back? I don't know, but that's what I use to get that residue off of that. Is I use a little bit of lemon oil. Sometimes I'll have like a little mark maybe on my countertop and it looks almost kind of like tar or something. I use a little bit of lemon oil and I get it off. So lots of great uses, as well as just being able to use it internally and in your diffuser too. And people love making a fruit dip with some lemon vitality. So remember that. Oils like that, lemon or peppermint. I mean, you could make some peppermint brownies. That's really popular in our group of friends. You just take a regular box of brownie mix and you put 1 or 2 drops of peppermint oil. You're going to be superstar. They'll be like, what is this? It really works. So another one is like a fruit dip that uses lemon oil in it too. And so you can replace your oil if you don't have lemons, or a lot of other oils that we have, people use, in spices like ginger and black pepper. We have oils for that too. So it's just kind of handy to have something on hand in case you need it. So, so we're going to talk about thieves real quick. This one is probably what Young Living is known most for and what other companies try to imitate the most. So Thieves is a blend. It's a powerful blend. Let me just tell you, it has clove, lemon, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So good for the immune system. It actually got its name, because you're probably like, what? Why is it called Thieves? That's odd. Well, back when the plague was going around, whatever that was, I don't even think I have it on my notes, like 1500 something, there were a band of thieves that covered themselves in this combination of spices and went to rob the dead and dying, and they never got sick. So when they were apprehended, they actually shared this secret, because people are like, why are you, able to do this and not get ill? And they shared the secret, which had been taken down and passed down, and we discovered it. And that's where Gary, the founder of Young Living, created this blend using those spices in order to help with the immune system. So wonderful for daily use, rolling it on the bottom of your feet. People use this in a mug of hot tea if you're starting to have a sore throat. Like I said, you can put it under your tongue. Just a great one to have on hand. And right now it's been in our diffuser often as well. And I love to use it with a little bit of orange. But if you just had the oils in your kit right now, I would use it little thieves with a little bit of citrus fresh just to give it a little kind of fun little scent. That's going to be good too. So, all right, a couple more. Digest. So see, this is like a huge toolbox. You get all of these oils in this starter kit. It's amazing. So digest. Okay, I do not recommend putting this one in your diffuser. It smells very unique and interesting. But I will tell you, it is super effective. Okay. I usually don't run into having digestive troubles too often, but okay, you guys are all with me. There's some times when I eat something and I'm not sure really what happened, but my stomach gets so bloated and I'm like, oh, I have gas and it hurts so bad. All I have to do is go grab my Digest and I rub it on my belly, and seriously, within 10 minutes, that is relieved. And so I am so grateful to have my Digest. I don't like the way it smells, and I definitely don't like the way that it tastes, but it is effective. So any kind of digestive thing, this is going to be your BFF. So make sure that you have it. I love to keep a bottle in my purse because it never fails. Either you're traveling or you're out and you're, at a restaurant and somebody eats something, and even just by the time you're driving home, somebody's like, oh, I'm not feeling good, and you can have that right there to either drop it, under the tongue or put it on somebody's belly. So it's super helpful. All right, the last oil is Stress Away. Stress Away I call mom crack because the word says it all. Stress away. Like, it takes your stress away, literally. It is like, if you open this, it is like, it's like you're sitting in this beach and the waves are there and these palm trees are over you, for real. So it's a great little blend. It has lime and vanilla in it. So it's totally tropical, but it's relaxing, super calming. I love it in the diffuser. I love to add it to other oils and use it in combination. This one's a great one for putting, like, if you have a diffuser necklace, putting it on your diffuser necklace. It's just so good. And then you can actually use it and make a little roller bottle. So you could take some carrier oil in a roller bottle. So this is just one that I grabbed on Amazon. But you could put your oil in here with some carrier, and it has a little roller topper, and you just make like little perfume on whatever blends that you decide or however you want to concoct it up. So I love grabbing some roller bottles for that. So in this starter kit, you get a couple other things. You get some Ningxia red packets. So a lot of people get their kit and they're scared to drink this. Okay, don't worry. It's not horrible. So I encourage you, when you get your kit, to put it in the refrigerator, because it is an amazing antioxidant drink, especially right now, you guys. Our body is under so much stress that you want to have things in your diet that are high in antioxidants. And this is exactly what it's going to be, is this drink, which is made from Ningxia wolfberries. So Ningxia is a province in China where they grow the goji berries, is what you may have been, know of. But they are an incredible source of so many vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. So this is a staple in our home. If there was one thing that, if I only could choose one thing to continue, to have in our home every single day, it would be Ningxia. So you get a couple samples of those. And I will tell you, I will give Ningxia almost 98% of the credit for keeping my family incredibly healthy. So something as simple as that can make a huge difference in how well that you respond to different things that your body is exposed to. I'll leave it at that. So you also get a bottle of Thieves spray. So this Thieves spray has Thieves essential oil in it, but it also has a little bit of alcohol. It's wonderful for spraying on any kind of surface. You could use it on your hands, which is totally fine. But using it on door handles, my husband travels, he's a pilot, and this has been his go-to thing that he makes sure he doesn't leave home without right now, and for the past couple of months too. And he sprays down everything when he gets to the hotel room, including that nasty remote. And so this one is a gem to have. So you get that little spray bottle, and then you also get a hand sanitizer as well. So our hand sanitizer is all natural. There's no triclosan in it, which has been shown to be an endocrine disruptor, which is something you don't really want to be having applied on your hands multiple times a day, right? That is what is affecting, our endocrine system. So this kills 99.9% of germs on contact. So it is a great one. So then you also get what we call a Fit Mitt. So this is a little roller bottle, and it will go right on the top of any bottle that Young Living has. So these are our 5 milliliter bottle sizes. That's what comes in this kit. We also have a larger, I guess don't have one handy, but 15 milliliter size. But this fits on both of them. So I'm going to show you how you would put that on here real quick. So here is the typical stopper that's on the bottle. I like to screw my cap on a little bit where I can just get enough of resistance to pull that stopper off. And then you just slip this right on top, and you screw this cap down. And then you have made your own roller bottle out of any bottle that came in your kit. So don't ever throw away your empty bottles, because you can then, I like to put them all in a pot. I boil them down, just kind of clean them out. And then I can use these to make, different rollers that I want. Maybe I want a Thieves roller, but I want half Thieves and half carrier oil because I have a 5-year-old that I want to use Thieves on. Well, then it's super easy to do that. And then you have that roller bottle. So you get 2 of those Fit-A-Mints in there as well. But I like to talk about that you can easily grab roller bottles on Amazon. And my favorite, and I'll show you real quick, is this box you can buy. And don't think I'm crazy, because you're gonna be like, what? I would never know what to do with 24 roller bottles. I'm telling you, you will soon. But so this box, you can get it on Amazon. It's 24 of this 10 milliliter size, and they have the metal ball, just like the other ones, but this will fit on here, and then a cap. But you get 24, and I think it's $12.99 or $13.99. So it's a great way and an economic way to grab a bunch of roller bottles to have on hand. And then I already talked about the capsules. That's a great thing to be able to have on hand. Young Living sells some. They're just called veggie capsules, but you can also purchase them on Amazon as well. So I'm just going to wrap up with talking about the diffuser, and then also how you grab your own starter kit. So the diffuser that I have over there, it is kind of far back there. I hope you guys can see it, but that's the Desert Mist diffuser, and it's my favorite. I love it because it's pretty. You can change color. So it's just on the white right now, but I think there's like 8 different colors. There's red, there's orange, there's purple. You can have a flicker, so it kind of flickers kind of like a candle. There's different modes where it's just a constant stream. Then it also has an intermittent setting. So it's just really versatile. So that is my favorite. It's a humidifier, atomizer, and aroma diffuser all in one. So really, really handy. So, and you just, when I really don't clean my diffuser that much. There's some people probably that do, but I don't. But I just add more water. When I see that it needs a little wipe out, I'll just take a paper towel and wipe it out. So they're super easy to take care of as well. So, but the thing that is really fun, and I kind of mentioned this at the beginning, is that when you join Young Living, you get to join kind of like a community. So when I first started, I didn't know anything about essential oils, and I was like, what am I gonna, how am I gonna learn how to use these? Well, there's great resources available, which I am all about that. Those great reference guides, and there's an app and some different things. But the value of community is huge, right? And so learning from other people and, being able to come to different classes to learn about how to use oils for emotions or how to use oils on kiddos at home or babies. And I mean, there's just so many ways to incorporate oils. And so that is what comes with the value of community. So when you get started with Young Living, you get that community as well to help walk you along the way. And so having that is really huge. And I don't know where I'd be if I had not had that community. So this starter kit that we just went through talked about all these oils here. There's 12 oils, plus the Ningxia and the Thieves samples and everything. You can grab that kit for $165. It's over 50% off of retail prices. If you were to go and buy those items separately, they would be like $340, including that diffuser. So you can choose between this Desert Mist diffuser, or there's another one called the Dewdrop. Not my favorite. I would get the Desert Mist, but that's for $165. And you are going to be set with an amazing toolbox to get you started to really experience what essential oils can do for you and your family and how to incorporate them into your life. So that is how most of the people that I help get started, that's how I got started with a premium starter kit. And I do feel it's the best value. So even if right now, like that's outside my budget, I can't do that, I tell people that's okay. Go ahead and save up a little bit every month until you can make that, because you can get started in some other ways, but they're not the most economical way. And me, Amazon oils, because I'm Miss Frugal, like I'm still frugal. And so I really do want people to get the best value for the money that they're spending. And the starter kit is definitely the best value. So anyway, so I will take some questions. I will say if you do not already have your kit and you're like, okay, it's time, I want to get started, I want to get this on its way, make sure that you reach out to the person that invited you to this class, because they're going to be the one that helps you and is the support person and the person that hooks you up in the right community on Facebook and gets you connected with the classes and stuff that are offered as well. So all right, anybody have other questions? You can either comment here with it or go ahead and unmute yourself, and I would love to see your face. So
Could I ask a question? I have followed your blog for years,
okay.
and you're always so uplifting. Um, Oregano would be the one I would not go without. I have a son with Fragile X syndrome, and he stayed on antibiotics all the time until I started giving him oral oregano in a veggie cap. I do 1 drop of carrier, 1 drop of oregano, and it depends on his case. Like this morning, he was just a little runny, so he'll probably just take the 1 capsule. If it actually flares up to a full sinus infection, I might go as much as 3 a day. But it he was on antibiotic all the time. It has been a miracle drug, and I praise the Lord for it. But we now have a daughter. We got her when she was 10. Yes, we got her when she was 10 minutes old, and now she's 7. And I was just wondering if you could tell a little bit about how I could use oregano with her safely, and what are some other benefits of it?
Well, oregano, I would say, definitely Google oregano, because it's going to give you the properties, things that I can't necessarily list and talk because the FDA doesn't like me to give you that information. But you guys can go Google oregano oil, and it's going to tell you the properties of that oil and what is so powerful, and how, like you said, how you were able to use it to combat sinus infection. That is a very common oil that people use for that. Thieves is also very good. But I would say on your daughter, that making up a roller bottle and have it get diluted, and even just putting it on the bottom of her her feet every day, that is going to be really effective, because remember, it goes right into the bloodstream, and that's really what you're wanting it to do. And the properties in oregano are going to be wonderful for helping combat most things, especially this time of year. So yeah, oregano is an awesome oil. Is that helpful? Perfect. Okay, great. Thank you for sharing that. All right, anybody else have a question or any comment you'd love to add?
me, Susan?
Yeah.
Oh, you can. Okay. I was just curious. I did put the question out there earlier, but
Okay.
like, so you were talking early on about, you know, your skin absorbing and the, what you called it, the bioaccumulation. So I'm sure a lot of that happens with all the products. So what type of like moisturizer do you put on your skin? Like we can add, as some of the ladies have suggested, different oils to it, but what base moisturizer would you recommend?
Well, so I love the lavender hand and body lotion that Young Living has. So that is an idea. Another thing that I honestly really love to use on my skin is actually the massage oils, especially after I get out of the shower, because I feel that so for me, it's not too greasy. Like I know it seems like, oh, I wouldn't want to use a massage, but if you use a little bit and then you are rubbing it into your skin like you would lotion, I find that they give me more moisture, especially at the age that I'm at right now. Like I really want my skin to be soft. And so the relaxation massage oil is really great. And just using a little bit of that as a daily moisturizer is great. The other one is the Cellulite Magic is great. Even if like, oh, I don't have cellulite. I do. I'm just saying, like, if you're like, oh, I don't have cellulite, then good for you. But no, but the properties and the oils that are used in there will help firm your skin. And like at 53, like I need that. So,
Yes.
so I really honestly love that. If you're looking for something outside of what Young Living offers, I would just do a little bit of research and look for any kind of product that has no scent, and then other, no sulfates and some of those other things that scream out that, it is not a product that you're wanting to have as used consistently. So those would be my suggestions for sure.
Yes, thank you. I just have been using what my dermatologist recommended, which was like CeraVe lotion.
Okay. I've never heard of that.
And
so.
Neutrogena. So, but I don't know if those are, I mean, they might be better than some of the other things that are on the market, but I don't really know if they're that good for you either.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Kathleen says the massage oils are pre-diluted with carrier, right? Yeah. So, yeah. So you could even dilute the massage oils even more, just with simple fractionated coconut oil or something. Because really, what you're trying to do is just kind of seal in your body's own moisturizer, for the most part. But I do love that lavender hand and body. The Genesis hand and body lotion is also a really good one that Young Living has too. So those two are great.
Okay.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Just straight coconut oil right after I get out of the shower, or sometimes add extra essential oils if I want. But I notice if I use it right after the shower, it moisturizes, but then I'm not greasy because like it absorbs. Your pores are open.
Yeah, I love that. So, and yeah, it's nice. We can go back to just using simple things, and that's not something that is super expensive, and you could take, a container of fractionated coconut oil, and if you like the smell of lavender, or if you wanted to add a couple drops of your own, frankincense into it to get a little scent, then there you go. You're doing DIY right there, and it's super easy. So perfect. All right. Anybody else have a question? You guys are going to make it easy on me. Perfect. All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining me. I had a really nice time. And so hopefully you got some more information. And and if you are ready to get started, like I said, reach out to the person that invited you here, because they are excited to link arms with you and kind of help walk you into this process. So anyway, but all right, you guys, have a great weekend. I'm so excited. It's Friday.
Thank you.
You so excited. So all righty. Bye-bye.
Bye.